Chapter 4, Mishnah 1. The sages prohibited keeping food hot for Shabbos by completely surrounding a pot with any substance that adds heat. This is forbidden, even though it is done on Erev Shabbos. If the pot is then left insulated on Shabbos, if it were permissible to surround food with a substance that adds heat, this might lead people to bury their pots in hot ash containing glowing embers. This in turn is prohibited because one might stir the embers in order to make them hotter, transgressing the malacha of lighting a fire. It is permissible to insulate a pot of food before Shabbos if the substance used to insulate the pot only preserves the food's heat, but does not make it hotter. The Mishnah discusses which materials may be used and which may not be used. We now turn to the words of the Mishnah. With what materials may we surround a pot of food on Erev Shabbos to insulate it and keep it warm for Shabbos? And with what materials may we not surround a pot? Which materials add heat and are therefore forbidden, and which merely maintain the food's heat and are therefore permitted? We may not surround a pot with olive or sesame pulp, nor with manure, nor may we surround pots either with salt, lime, or sand, because these substances all add heat. These substances may not be used whether they are moist or dry, because they add heat even when they are dry. Other substances have different rules. We may not surround food to insulate it with straw, nor with grape skins, nor with pieces of soft, unprocessed material, such as strips of wool or pieces of worn clothing, nor with grass, when these substances are still moist. But we may surround food with these substances when they are dry, because these substances add heat only when they are moist. A third category of substances. We may surround a pot of food to insulate it with clothing or with produce, such as grain or beans that are small enough to be used to insulate food, as well as with pigeon feathers, or with sawdust, or with fine flax combings, that is, the splinters that fall from flax as it is combed out, for these substances all do not add heat. Rabbi Yehuda forbids surrounding a pot with fine flax combings because they do produce some heat, and permits only coarse combings.